Hey fellow Star Citizens, Scrapchat here. With 3.18 on the immediate horizon, I thought now would be a good time to discuss the wipe that will accompany the new release when it drops, probably right before Christmas. Before we get too far into this episode, if you haven't already signed up to play Star Citizen, make sure to use my referral code listed in the description. It'll get you an additional 5,000 credits when you create your account, and the channel gets some credits towards some swag. Also, if you're looking for a great Star Citizen organization to join, you should check out Star Citizen Friends and Mentoring. I joined their Discord, and they've really helped me learn and improve my gameplay a lot. The link to the Discord is in the description. This wipe will be different than the wipe we experienced earlier this year, in that our reputations will be cleared as well. That means we will all be just like any new player in the verse, with only the pledged ships and 20,000 credits in your back pocket. And 20,000 credits won't really get you very far in terms of buying equipment like armor, guns, and ammo, and it most definitely won't help you much in ship upgrades. You can also forget about mining Quantanium or running cargo. So it's very important, I think, that we choose high credit earning potential activities with low risk to begin with. And again, a lot of this depends on what pledged ships you currently own. If you're a new player, perhaps you started with the free fly that just happened in November, then you probably own a starter ship, like the Drake Cutter. If you've been around a while, or are a nut job like me who enjoys buying the latest shiny ship, you probably have a decent fighter or two in your hangar. Now of course that decent fighter is going to start with a lot of grade C equipment, and probably not the weapon loadout that you would normally run. For instance, I prefer Dominator 2 missiles in my Scorpius, as I think electromagnetic missiles are the bomb. I could probably force my way through the bounty rep ladder, but I think I'll be working towards earning the credits I need to upgrade my ships before I rely too heavily on them to support my exuberant Star Citizen lifestyle. What does that leave me with for potential money makers with low risk, requiring little to no upfront credits? For this, I'm looking at what can I earn in an hour. Remember, these numbers are going to be low compared to what I usually earn, when I could spend an hour one-shotting hammerheads with my Eclipse or clearing a bunker of hostiles. My other requirement is that if it's a mission I'm relying on, it must be plentiful. It can't be only one mission every 20 minutes or so after I completed the previous one. Not to mention that lots of other folks will be vying for the same missions. That way, if the mission is bugged, I'm not waiting around for another mission to become available. Kind of looking at bunker missions on that one. That leaves us with a couple decent choices that I can think of. In the past, the verse has stripped me of all but a couple thousand credits. Either by way of a 30k during a cargo run where I wrongly took the chance of investing all but 4,000 credits, or just woke up one day and only had 8,000 credits for no apparent reason. The first and best choice I can think of for newer players is the package delivery missions up around Microtech. There's always a ton of them available. Of course, that could change when the wipe happens and other players get the same idea. They're worth 8,000 credits for the 3 package delivery and provide us the opportunity to loot the locations that we'll be picking up from and dropping off to. This only adds a few minutes to the total amount of time spent, however, you will only be able to complete one 3-box delivery mission an hour on average. When you throw in the profits from looting, you're probably looking at around 14,000 credits an hour after you've sold your loot. That's not too shabby, and no one's shooting at you. If your plan is to get back into the bunker clearing business, but are afraid to spend all of your money on a new set of armor and guns, then don't run any missions, and just loot the mining stations for your initial set of armor. Don't expect to have a nice set of matching anything. If you run through 3 moons worth of mining stations, you'll have enough sets of armor to afford to screw up once or twice. As for guns, you should head on over to Bountiful Harvest on Daymar. Looting that location even once will probably get you all the guns you'll need. I have a link in the description about gun running. In this case, we won't be selling them though. We'll be adding them to our collection. Then just head on over to the nearest live fire store and purchase some matching ammo, which is usually cheap. If you want a guaranteed sniper rifle with scope, I suggest you go over to ArcCorp and complete the Failed Negotiations mission. There's no chance of combat, and there's a free sniper rifle in it for you. I have a link in the description on how to run that mission as well. So for probably around 100 credits worth of ammo, you're ready to run the first Assist in Defending Site bunker mission. That mission can snowball into all the guns and armor you'll ever need. Just make sure to loot a couple of tractor beams while you're visiting those mining stations a while ago. That way you can haul bodies back to your ship and strip them. Or make a 2SU box and haul that around during the mission. Again, I'll leave a link in the description for how to make those boxes as well. For the first Assist in Defending Site mission, you may be there to earn 15,000 credits and get your rep going, but your primary goal is to increase your weapon and armor stash. That heavy armor goes for a pretty credit and shouldn't be discounted even if you don't care for it. The money made from the sale of heavy armor can be rolled into attachments for your gun and more ammo. One mission that I'll run once I've looted enough gear and guns will be Clear Criminal Nest on Daymar. If you complete the mission and loot every one of their rocks, you'll walk away with over 100,000 credits. The mission doesn't show up often, but you get one of those every day and a few other bunker missions and you're well on your way to being a wealthy star citizen again. What do you do if first-person shooters aren't your thing? Again, sticking with looting as the gateway into other money-making schemes. How about hand mining? You'll want a small starter ship, a multi-tool with an ore mining attachment, and a backpack. That's pretty much it. Probably some snacks for the trip. You've looted a ton of drinks and meals, so just make sure to throw some in your core armor. The trick to hand mining is to take a missing Klein person mission that says they were last seen in a cave. If you happen to come across the body, that's just icing on the cake. I like to run these missions around Hurston, as that's where you're likely to find Aphorite, Hanadite, and sometimes Dolivine. I usually just fill up my backpack, fly to the nearest mining station, and sell whatever I found. On average it works out to be 7,000 credits, and again, no one's shooting at me, and I find it a very relaxing game loop. If you want to take some risk, you can transfer your ore from your backpack to your ship and go right back to hand mining. The risk here is if you experience a 30k, an app crash, what have you, you'll keep whatever is in your backpack, but lose whatever you transfer to the ship. Worst case is you've lost some time should that happen. Using looting and hand mining as a stepping stone, you could move up to running cargo fairly quickly. Looking at my Nomad, for instance, I can make almost 11,000 credits a run, going back and forth between New Babbage and Ray Cantwell on Clio, for an investment of around 150,000 credits. Let's say you bought a C2 Hercules Starlifter during IAE last month. Normally you'd want to spend more than 500,000 credits filling that thing up. Did you know that for a little over 90,000 credits, you can load it up with scrap at Bikini Point and fly it over to Hurl L5 and make close to 39,000 credits? That probably works out to be around 80,000 credits an hour. A Connie Taurus will bring in almost 10,000 credits per run of scrap. That's not too shabby either. I'd do that in a heartbeat. Selling scrap between stations is so easy and very relaxing. And then there's the new game loop in town, Salvage. Now I did splurge and bought myself a Vulture, so I do have a leg up in that loop and can't wait to try it out. For those who didn't pick one of those up, I bet you'll be able to loot the multi-tool attachment in the mining stations. From what I've seen and heard, you'll need a backpack for the RMC, also known as recycled material composite, to end up in. So you'll want to sell some of your loot to buy a backpack. A really big backpack. My understanding is you then find a wreck somewhere, maybe through a mission, I don't know, and go to town scraping the hole. It does sound a lot like hand mining though. Once your backpack is full, I'd say go transfer the RMC to your ship, as I'm fairly certain RMC will not be a lucrative commodity, so you'll need some quantity. Once you feel you've got enough RMC stored away, head on over to the local mining station and sell it. At least that's how I envision hand salvage working. I really have no special knowledge on the matter, just a lot of guesswork. Alright, so that's my plan for how to not only survive the wipe, but thrive in it. Maybe even relish in the idea of starting fresh. I'm sure we all can't wait for 3.18 to drop in the next week or two. If you want to see what life in the PTU is like and how salvage will work, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, because once the PTU is available, I'll be posting almost daily. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Scrapchat out.